I'm really concerned that you have all this, like, real pain in your anus.
Give it a day.
Yeah, and
Then I'll go.
after so much time joking about it on Podtoid, your ass is physically really hurt. Maybe our podcast is Voodoo Butt-toid.
I did ride a bicycle. Does that make everyone's butt die? Where's Jim? Is he on the show this week?
Jonathan Holmes, I would kill a man for you. Do you want me to do it? I will.
No.
For you, I need to kill.
You don't need to.
I'll look him right in his eyes. I'll say, John, he says surprise. And I'll drive a knife into his balls. And I will give them to you. I'll give them all. I will kill the world for you.
Don't kill the whole world. Don't kill anybody. It's not productive. It's bad.
I'm going to do it.
Don't
do it for you. I will kill everyone. And I'll say he told me to do it.
Don't do it. Oh, man. My ass is not okay. Yeah. I'm a little late on the week.
I would beg to differ.
Week. No, you don't know. It's a hot zone. It's a danger zone. As we speak, it wasn't. I would have chosen to start the show much sooner, but my ass chose differently. It's like you're going to be here for a while.
So what's happened to it? Are you doing bad poos out of it?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I rode my bike a couple days ago. Maybe that's why. But ass is bad.
You weren't riding side saddle.
I don't know how to do that.
I don't know what that exactly means. I believe there's some innuendo involved, but I'm just saying words that I've heard on television.
It's a cowboy trick. Ladies would do it in rodeos. It was more of a lady trick at first, I believe. But man trick too. Ass is the point is. I don't know. I'll stick around for as long.
I got a point for your ass.
No, you really don't want to touch
penis.
my ass, or no, not maybe. I mean, never, but especially not now for your sake. Like,
is it you got a hurty ass?
Yeah, it probably smells.
Yeah,
probably
smells bad.
It's probably all bad.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, would it help if I got like a soothing balm, and liberally took the balm and slathered it on an application stick, and then inserted the stick into the problem area? It'll be a hard stick, a stiff stick, but with enough malleability and yield to it to where some would argue it would feel quite pleasurable for you.
No pleasure is possible with ass. Not now. Not ever, but especially not now. I mean, I just wish it would go away. Wish I could just detach from ass and just be free of all the complications. You don't know what it's going to do. It might smell. It might need to have stuff come out of it. It might just bleed or something. Who knows?
Yeah, there's many problems associated with the a-hole.
Yeah.
Or the shit piece, as we in the medical profession call it. I'm trying to help you here, because obviously I'm a licensed proctologist.
Oh, that's the doctor for that.
Yeah.
I've never been to one of those. Maybe now I need to, but you're not.
To use the official medical term, I am a poop surgeon. And I'm here to help you with any of your backdoor troubles.
I don't know. It's feeling a little better now, but it was touch and go for a while.
Just with talking to me. In fact, that's, as you just said there, one of my offers as a butt doctor is touch and go.
That's what you do to butts?
Yeah, I will touch until you go. To toilet all over my hands.
You don't want that. It's very messy.
I'll be honest. Most of my job as the poop doctor is I just put my hands out cupped, say, "Please, sir, I want some more," like Oliver Twist, and then get people to poo in my hands.
It's what? Can't you get diseases from that? The hepatitis B?
No, that's actually a misconception. That was it's one of those misconceptions that were put around to sell things, like how Santa Claus wears red now because of the influence of the Coca-Cola company, when obviously Saint Nicholas, upon which the Santa Claus legend is based, wore green traditionally. But Coca-Cola got involved in the whole Christmas thing, somehow convinced everyone that that poisonous drink is associated with the festive season, and therefore he's red, and they sell lots of Cokes at Christmas. The idea that poop carries diseases or is wrong or harmful in any way was put about by Semen, the toilet paper company, to get people to wipe their arses, their arseholes, to use the Latin term. Obviously, that any of us asshole, yeah, any of us in the medical trade, and I'm a bit surprised that you, as a medical professional, as a fellow doctor, Jonathan, didn't know this. Everybody knows that poop, or to use the common medical phrase, the stank lumps, are perfectly safe. You could let a child play with it like Play-Doh. And it would actually, in fact, be a lot less salty, because everyone knows a kid tries Play-Doh, because people say, oh, it's edible, it's a bit like pastry, but it's salty and disgusting, and kids will eat a bit of it just because they're kids, they'll put anything in their mouth. It's actually a lot safer to let them use fecal matter over Play-Doh, because there are a lot less germs. The salt in Play-Doh attracts cockroaches, it attracts lugworms, it attracts the famous brown crawlers.
It attracts other small children, too, which I think we can all agree are just dangerous.
In many ways, they're the greatest germs of all, Conrad. They're filthy, they multiply with each other, they eat through wood.
Children?
Yeah.
They don't multiply with each. How would a child do
when
that?
a child reaches adulthood, it takes about 5 or 6 years from birth to reach full maturity for a child. They mate and have more children. Meanwhile, they're starting to outrank the adult population, who, as everybody knows, they start life at 25 years old.
What is this new science you've concocted?
Well, that's why China drowns so many of them. I mean, that's the reason.
Yes. So obviously, do not buy Play-Doh. That's the message. If you have to build vague shapes out of soft lumps, use your shit. That's basically the message. It's one of those safety things we're putting out in schools for all the 25-year-olds that's still at school. Is how they have, like, say no to the drugs and don't touch a stranger's winky. This is our new thing. Say yes to poop. I'm imagining.
What's the question? The question just poop?
Poop? Yes, please. That's going to be a commercial for it. I'm going to put those out on TV during, like, children's programs. You'll be watching the Tweenies or the Teletubbies. I don't know what they show on TV now. And then in the commercial break, poop, yes please, says Christian Slater. I'm imagining, all over schools, posters with Geddy Lee on it. Just says, Geddy Lee says, say yes to poop. Because it's perfectly safe. It's edible. I mean, that's another thing they tell you. Oh, don't eat poo. They're always saying it. And I believe after Obama won his election last year, God thanks Obama, he said, now, don't eat the poop. Please, don't eat it. You can't eat the poop. Because it's wrong. And it is dirty. So don't. Please. And of course, he's been paid off by the corn industry, by the bread industry, by the Kellogg's industry, who are always making tasty Kellogg's for us to eat in the morning. Because poo is a natural source of fibre, a natural source of vim.
What?
And,
It's a superfood.
Anti-Vim. It's where everything but Vim goes. It's the stuff your body don't want.
Oh.
That's why it came out the hole, Jim.
Who told you that? Obama?
No, a guy.
Follow the money.
Oh, okay.
Follow the money. Who is telling you poo is bad to eat? The food companies.
Oh, yeah?
Because poo is the natural competitor to food. Because if you just ate the one poo you did, you just eat a poo and it comes out and you just eat that poo over and over again.
Yeah.
You wouldn't buy food.
It's like the everlasting gobstopper.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't it stand to reason, though, that what comes out the exhaust pipe isn't good to try to run your car?
No, in fact, you actually run more efficiently. Because you eat a poo and it goes through, and while it goes through, it drags all of the toxins as it goes through. And when you poo it out, it pushes all the toxins out first, which just kind of dissipates. That's what windy pops come out of your bum are. You do a little fluff, a little guff, right? That's all just the bad stuff disappearing into the ether. And then you reach into the toilet and pick up the poo. You eat it again. And then see you in 12 hours, little friend. You get rid of all the more bads in it.
So farts are dangerous, or at least not as...
Oh, you don't want to use farts for Play-Doh.
Or eat them, or breathe them in.
Well, children laugh when they hear a fart. It's exactly the same as Play-Doh. Keep it away from them, otherwise you'll end up with a whole gaggle of them in your house.
Gaggle of farts or children?
You start playing with farts, and then, word will get round in the sewers and the forests where the children dwell, and they'll all come around and say, "We heard you have got farts in there. Give them to us."
The sewers or the forests?
Yeah, that's where they live. That's where they live and fashion their bone spears that they take from the femurs of the dead and the dying.
The forest dead? Those that just go out to the forest to die, and the sewer dead.
They send scoutlings into the cities and drag corpses from the city, corpses of human adults, back into their forest dwellings or their subterranean shacks, and just repurpose what's there. They make spears out of our leg bones. They eat Play-Doh out of our skulls.
Why are there just corpses in the city from people not having enough to eat, or not doing good at life, just failing to succeed, or something?
They just die because they're eating too much so-called real food, which kills you in the end.
These aren't the poop eaters who are
no,
the food eaters.
You see, what happens is the human body can run forever. Like lobsters, there's no cell degeneration. They're what scientists call biologically immortal. And if you were just eating the poop, it would just push out the toxins and just keep going through. But you eat real food with, calories and trans fats. Can we say trans fats? Yeah, trans fats, right?
Did you think that was a swear?
And baked beans.
Trans fats?
And you eat all that, and that just kills you in the end.
Dogs eat poop. Lobsters, I think, eat their own poop.
There you go.
Eat shrimp. It has poop in it sometimes because the shrimp is filled with poop.
Well, you look on Wikipedia, it will say that shrimp generally good for the heart. And why do you think that is?
Because they want to say that poop is good for the heart.
Because they've got a big intestine in a shrimp full of little shrimp poo, and that just gives you just a little bit of goodness.
I can't imagine that all poops are equally good, though. I mean, they're a result of what you ate.
Yeah.
So you eat Kellogg's. Don't you have Kellogg's poops that are...
Well, that's why Jim's so interested specifically in your poop, Jonathan. Because you are the pinnacle of manliness and health. So obviously, what excretes from your little sausage factory
Oh no,
is going to be of a higher quality and is going to guarantee Jim long sustained life.
Yeah, that's what we call the brown grade material. Comes from your little chunga squirter. In poopology, my particular field of science, your A piece is generally considered home of the Golden Grail.
Generally considered by people other than you? There's people talking?
In the general poopology community, you represent basically the fountain of eternal poots.
Not youth poots.
We want it.
We
want it, man.
It's not that good. Today, it's real bad.
That's about all the mileage we're going to get from that conversation. Friends and lovers, welcome to Podtoid. I'm your host, Jim Sterling.
Yes.
That went on entirely too long. I don't apologise for that.
Oh, I don't think.
No, not at all.
No, I do not apologise for that.
It was like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For one poop joke.
You had a lot of different ideas in there.
I'm proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ashamed. I acknowledge I did wrong, but for the greater good.
It was the start of maybe an NBC miniseries. It was. You had the bones there for otherworldly post-apocalyptic structure where children are living in the sewers and killing us and eating Play-Doh. There was a lot of ideas in there. Don't just focus on poop. Plenty of ideas beyond poop in there. It's a great job. Great job.
So, Jonathan.
Yes.
We've been talking.
No.
You've got to make a choice, mate. You've got to make a choice. Are you going to lead or are you going to do machines?
I don't know what that means. Am I going to lead?
Are you going to lead or do machines?
That like John Connor?
Because I'm already cool but rude. Conrad Zimmerman has very kindly stepped up to the plate to be our official party dude.
Colbert Rude, party dude, lead or be machines. Is this from a cartoon show I never watched?
I'll be honest, I would prefer for you to do machines. My basic plan is, you do machines, I'm Colbert Rude, give me a break, and Conrad Zimmerman is a party dude. Why? And then every Sunday is the turn of one of us to alternate first job and lead. Because we can't get a fourth.
We could probably get a fourth, but...
I don't want a fourth. We got a good dynamic here.
So, Donatello does machines.
Yeah, you're going to do machines, which means basically I want to see you fucking a MacBook Air.
Ouch. How do the people do that? I don't know how they do that.
Well, you're going to have to learn, aren't you?
Well, have you seen? You've seen Goatsy, right? That's how you do that.
No, I haven't seen that. What's that?
Yeah, you just sit on it.
Oh, come on. No, that's not even possible.
What's a Goatsy? Is it good?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Is it like a new zoo review? Is it like a new?
It's not exactly new.
Okay, it's old.
It's. I wouldn't say old. We prefer the term classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. If you, when we're done on the show, just look up Goatsy. Goatse.
Is it like Gautier? That somebody that I used to know guy. Similar?
It might be the same guy.
It's... Yeah, I get that song in my head when I look at it.
Didn't have to turn me off. So, whiny.
Yeah, if I were you, I'd put that song on and then search for it.
I don't think I want to see this.
I want you to see this.
You might. You're being awfully vague.
I need you to see this.
You don't need, you need...
I just can't imagine how you've been on the internet any time in the last 15 years and not had this occur to you. That, where you would go and see Goatsy.
Have you seen the guy's videos?
I don't think so. I've never heard of him.
I've seen his videos, and they're all equally astonishing. It's fantastic. Big fan.
What did he do? What does he do? He sits on things?
He does what you're going to be doing when we achieve our turtle dynamic.
Doing machines?
Yeah, man.
He has sex with machines?
Like
what?
He facilitates the doing of the machines. Jonathan.
How do you do that?
You are gonna find out.
Like what kind of machine? I don't even know.
He's like a guru, in a way.
Yeah.
Guru?
Yeah.
He is like
or a lamb kebab.
When the Beatles went to India to learn about doing drugs and be a Hindu.
Transcendental meditation.
That's what they learned to do. They were all at it.
They learned to have sex with a what?
Yeah, this is more like transcendental penetration.
What is going on? Just tell me what the thing guy does with the toaster. It's got to be something simple. Yeah. Hey, does he put his penis in it?
Folks, welcome to the internet, circa 1995.
Yeah, I was doing other things. Yeah. What did I do on the internet in 95? It was the Netscape era.
It was the glorious Netscape era.
Sure.
Netscape Navigator. For those too young to recall the times immemorium of our age.
Yes, days gone by.
You know.
And it's the future yet to come. Who knows what browsers we'll be using in 10 years.
Who knows? The 90s were a time of wonder, of great exploration. We had Hadaway on the radio. Anything was possible. House music had started.
I still don't know what that means, house music. It's just techno music, right? Electronic music? Dance music?
I'd be careful where you tread.
I know.
Podtoid listeners...
Oof.
Podtoid listeners and house fans generally run in the same packs.
Since we're talking about the 90s, and I've been trying to find an excuse to talk about this for 3 weeks, I just read a short novella called 90s Island, and it's about being nostalgic for that, or any period in time, but it's specifically focused on the 90s. These 30-year-old burnouts having something of a midlife crisis decide to start a Kickstarter to purchase a small island in the middle of the ocean and recreate the 90s.
Oh, that sounds funny.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's a short, quick read. It's by a guy named Marty Beckerman, who's written a couple other books that I've read. It's all right. It's not brilliant, but in a way, not being a particularly nostalgic person myself. I look back, I enjoy old things, but I don't long for them in any way. I don't listen to modern music, but it's not that modern music isn't something that I could like. I just haven't found stuff that's coming out now that interests me, but I don't want them to just produce the same crap that they made in the 90s either. So the book didn't resonate too strongly with me in that aspect, but it's pretty funny to consider the prospect of trying to sort of time capsule society in some way, as if it were possible.
It's something a lot of people think about trying to do.
Yeah.
So it's a universal theme, some would say. It's good stuff.
I want to make a time capsule. I want to make a big deal of it. And I want to say we will preserve the year 2013 as it will be remembered. And I want to just drag out a big plastic... It looks like a giant plastic ibuprofen tablet with a lid. And we just open it up and we just slap handcuffs on you, Jonathan, and pull your clothes off and just stuff you in it.
That's not a time capsule. That's
shove it in a big hole in the ground. And there's a window at the top so we can see your face while we shovel the dirt on.
Would I survive?
I can just
wouldn't.
See you just your face looking through this porthole, just screaming, and flecks of spit from your mouth hitting the glass.
But it's silent. We can't hear anything. We're just seeing it.
All we can hear is just this faint thud as his handcuffed hands are trying to bash the lid, the lid of the Holmes capsule.
I don't get the comedy in that. You can kill a guy and watch him die.
You wouldn't die. You would live forever.
Oh, because I'm gonna eat my poops in there. Okay. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Holmes capsule event, where we will preserve 2013 and prove that a man with brown grade poops can live forever off one of them. And then we just grab, like, I've got these, like, helmeted guards. They look like the mooks from Equilibrium, the Christian Bale movie. And they grab you and yank all your clothes off, and you're going, no, help, please, somebody, help. And, like, your friends and family, because they know this has to happen, so they all, like, look away. And you just hear, like, one of your, like, oldest friends just mutter under his breath, forgive me. And they slap handcuffs on you and drag you over to this big, white, sterile, pill-looking coffin time capsule and stuff you into it and put this lid on top, and you're going, ah, ah, and you can hear, like, as the lid goes over, just, ah, 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 and then just the sound of welding equipment and drills overtakes it, so it's just, ah, help, God, help.
Oh boy, it's a horror movie type feeling for me.
And that's good. And then when you're in there and you're forced to look out that window, you will not be able to avoid looking at my ass. Because I will jump on top and I will pull down my pants and sit on the porthole. And then you're going to have to look at it.
What? Why would you want? What? Did you think I would like looking at it?
And then I will poo.
Oh.
Out of my bum. And you'll see it. You'll see the a-hole dilate a bit. And then just all brown come out of it. All over the glass. And you'll still, help me. And then you just see, like, because it's pitch black now, because the porthole is just covered completely in brown. And then you just see these 3 streaks of sunlight appear through it, where I've got my fingers and just scraped a bit of it aside. And you just... you just see my eye looking in. Like the logo of Extreme Dinosaurs.
I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
I would have given up on help me. Do you think I'm thinking I'm gonna get helped? You must know by now that I'm quick to resign.
Yeah. So then you will just have to look at it.
No,
I just close my eyes and wait for something to happen.
This is really bold. I think in the end here, history is going to remember David Blaine as a pussy.
Oh, yeah.
When this happens.
You're going to be a hero.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But, I think we should consider the possible, merchandising opportunities that can come from this.
Uh-huh.
And the long-term ramifications. I mean, we could sell, like, little keychains that, they're filled with water, and they've got a little Holmes toy inside, and the hands have like a little air bubble so that they stick up and they're in fists, and then you can shake it. It looks like he's banging against the glass trying to get out.
That is fantastic. I like that. You can get little potted plants, like those Insta-grow things where you just put in water and then like 2 days later a little tiny plants come out. But underneath the dirt, we've got a little cutout of Jonathan Holmes's face. So as the plant grows, this face just rises screaming out of the dirt.
I like it. I like it a lot. Now I don't want to look too far into the future, but it's entirely possible that this is the sort of thing that could be so iconic as to spawn a whole new religion.
Oh, God, he could be the new Kiss.
What? No.
You could be as famous as Bald Stanley and Gem Singings from Kiss. I like this religion idea. We should be high priests of it, Conrad.
No.
I'm in favor of that.
And we each wear a tiny little capsule around our neck as our holy symbol, with just this tiny porthole with a little beige face looking out of it, just twisted in perpetual horror. Would you like that, Jonathan?
No.
You'll be famous. You will be immortal in our hearts. But one thing I really want to do is, because we won't bury you straight away, just to return to where I've scraped the poo off, and now I'm just looking in, right? I've got one eye closed, and my other eye just pressed against the glass, looking in at you. And there's actually just a tiny array of LED lights inside the coffin, Jonathan. Not so much for your benefit, but it kind of lights up the porthole, so that you can just see my eye just staring in at you, one eye, looking in like a dinosaur's.
It's like Resident Evil Revelations.
Like the Resident Evil Revelations logo. Exactly
Cool
like that.
Cool logo. I would like that for a second, because I would be like, cool logo. Then I'd be like, oh no, he killed me, and he's just waiting for me to die, I guess, or just poop on me.
It's not for you to... I don't want you to... Because I don't want you to die so much, because I wish this could last a lifetime.
I won't. I'll die.
Because what I want is for you to just be looking up at the porthole in that eye, and once you've given up all hope of escape, once you're screaming for intervention from deaf and blind gods, and you're truly at the point where there is nothing left, that eye, unblinking and bloodshot, staring down at you, will basically be your existence. That'll be your universe. And at that point, I will be a god.
Ah, yes. That's what it comes back to.
Don't say it like that, like this is an ego thing. This is for your benefit.
It's funny,
This is to give you something to believe in by taking away everything else so that there's only me. It'll be the ultimate intimacy. You wouldn't have had this with your family. You wouldn't have had this with your wife. You wouldn't have had that with that fucking dog of yours. It'll just be me and you. Just your terrified, tear-stricken eyes. The sound of nothing but your own muted, despair-fueled whimpers. And just my eye. And in a way, you will fall in love with that eye, for it will be terrible, and it will be awful to behold, and it will be everything, and you will be glad of it, and you will be grateful.
People, have you seen Hannibal? It's a show. It's about Hannibal Lecter. People are saying, where can they go from here with Hannibal? Because there's been a few episodes, and they're each like the murderers are. They do creative things with people when they kill them. More and more creative every episode. One time, a guy grew mushrooms in people because he thought that was the ultimate form of intimacy, to like become one with a mushroom. Another guy who loved to play music. He turned people's corpses into musical instruments. And I think last week they made like a huge sculpture out of corpses. And the fans are already saying, where can they go from here? Are they just going to have, like 1,000 dead bodies stacked on top of each other? And no, they just need to hire you to write for them.
It's a TV show based on a movie based on a book.
Mm-hmm.
So really where they go from here is to make a video game based on the TV series, based on the movie, based on the book. That's the next step. That's the fucking multimedia hat trick.
Well, I mean, it'll come full circle because...
Well, you've got to novelize the video game.
Yeah, well, I mean, after a while, me and Jonathan Holmes will be real life, based on a TV show, based on a film, based on a novel. Jonathan.
You should poop on things. You should write a script about pooping on the things and be the next Hannibal guy.
I will be your god.
Oh no! Don't take these fun ideas you have and channel them into the fiction that people are so hyped up on these days. This kind of bleak, sad murder fiction.
I am your god.
You're not. You're a guy I know. You're a good guy.
I am your god.
No, you're just kind of a whisperer.
I am your everything.
No, you're just you're a cool dude.
I'm gonna poop on you.
It's not what you're gonna do, really.
Welcome to Podtoid, everybody.
The whole time I was thinking, what would the soundtrack be for this if it was Hannibal? and it would be dreams can come true.
Look at me, I'm happy with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong.
Yeah, it would be that if it was Hannibal. It would be good. It would be a good episode.
Holmes buried alive. Jim is looking at him. Something.
You know you got to have one. What is she talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. Video games happened this week.
Oh, God.
They did?
A lot of things are happening in video games. Yes. Video game culture is in this weird sort of hungry lull where people are it's pre-E3, so everyone's like, something should happen right now. And nothing's happening that much, so people are holding on. Once they got their teeth into something, they're sticking with it. Right now it's the X-Bone. People still talking about the X-Bone.
Well, they love that X-Bone.
Yeah, they're so mad about it. They love the madness.
A lot of people are saying that the X-Bone is a bad name for the Xbox One. It is lame and stupid and embarrassing to say.
X-Bone, really?
Yeah, but right now it's the name it deserves. I might want to call it something else after E3, but until that reveal they had last week isn't the only thing. It is X-Bone. That is what it deserves. Each console gets what it deserves.
Sure. And right now it deserves X-Bone. I saw somebody was calling the Xboxo NE. I thought that was kind of cute. But X-Bone just rolls off the tongue better. Yeah. Why do you think people are this? Why do you think it's hitting the video game culture this hard, though? It's hitting it so hard, and now there's finally some backlash. With some people saying that everyone's pretending to hate it because they think it's cool because everyone else says they hate it, but people actually secretly like it, but they're too ashamed to say
okay, that's just silly.
There's a lot of that now, too.
I mean, I can understand, like my perspective on that sort of thing is that there's a whole lot of people who are acting like they're a lot angrier than they actually are about it because it's something that they probably should be angry about in some degree. But just yesterday on Twitter, I was saying that this whole petitioning Sony for some statement going against the DRM stuff, and all of the angry letters to Microsoft and the social media organization of hashtagging and crap like that. If you're serious about how you feel that these sorts of things are going to be anti-consumer, talk to me again 3-4 weeks before the console comes out. Show me that you're organizing to be in launch lines and handing out leaflets to inform consumers because you're concerned that this is going to negatively impact the hobby and form of entertainment that you love. Right now, all I hear is a bunch of people complaining.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they'll get organized. We have, since the last generation of consoles hit, since the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and Wii hit, things have changed in video game culture, I think, in that there's a sense that communities can get together and enact change and, with more than just their dollars, influence the industry. People felt that because they got so pissed off about Mass Effect 3's endings that they were going to work to change the endings with the DLC and whatever. People thought Operation Rainfall worked. People thought that, there's this new sense of activism in the video game culture, which is really interesting.
People certainly are in. They like the idea of making a stand a lot more now of not putting up with stuff, which I like in theory. I certainly hope it'll, like Conrad, there'll be some more organization to it or whatnot. As a consumer advocate, as someone who runs a show which is at least 50-50 depending on the topic, a consumer advocacy show, it's been great. It's been great. I've been getting all sorts of cool ideas for the show from a lot of things people have been talking about, and also loads of great feedback for the show. because I'm making great arguments, and the videos themselves are being used by people in arguments that they have with other people on the stuff. So it's a good time for a consumer advocate like myself. I'm liking it.
Sure.
Good times. Talking of, though, I got something game related.
You do?
Yeah, I just received a tweet on Twitter from a user called Unverified Bacon. Who wanted me to review a game because since my Boob Wars review on Destructoid, I'm now that person's go-to hentai game reviewer. No, I've only ever done the one, and I never want to do them again because I felt awful. But I clicked on it. It's a game called The Fucking Dead.
What?
Yeah, I think we can all imagine what that involves. Zombies having sex with women. Probably against their will, because that's apparently the only way you can have sex in a game. Ugh. But
yes,
I clicked on this site, dlsite.com, apparently the indie entertainment product download shop. It's for adults. What? And some of the titles of these games are amazing.
Really?
Incredible. So I just thought I'd read a few of them out, see if there's any of you interested in having a play yourself of some of these games.
Okay.
Pizza takeout obscenity.
I'm actually looking at the page. I knew that was the first page you were going to have to name.
Volume 11.
Volume 11? That's a game?
Pizza takeout obscenity.
How does that work as a game? That's not even... Those are just random words next to each other, aren't they?
Well, I'm imagining there's going to be some obscenity involving pizza that they ordered.
I can read the description for you here.
Go for it.
You hear a rumbling engine sound and footsteps going up the stairs. You open the door to find a pizza delivery woman standing there. This gorgeous woman in a pink uniform starts giving you a sensual massage.
There you go. See? That's a game. Jonathan.
Yes.
Here's one that would appeal to you.
Yeah.
Totally Obedient Pay Girl.
These are video games?
These are video games. This is $6.17. Rule her with micropayments. A novel-style CG collection marinated in sexual harassment she can't refuse.
That's so much worse.
That makes no sense. I'm pretty sure the idea of harassment is it's refused. That's how it works.
What country? Is this a European country, or is this...
Guess where these games come from, Jonathan.
I can't imagine where.
We all know where. Here's one. I like this one because of the disappointment that comes with it. Violated hero. I wanted to chivalrously save the world.
It sounds like an Atlas game, doesn't it?
Yeah. But one where someone got a cheeky finger up their bumhole and just all I wanted to do was chivalrously save the world. I didn't need that. Come on.
Yeah, who's getting... What happens in that one?
I can't see a description. Oh, here we go.
Yeah?
Okay, I'm not even going to read the description of the game. I'm going to read the situations. They've listed out all the various incredibly erotic scenarios you can have in Violated Hero, I wanted to chivalrously save the world, Jonathan Holmes. Situations. So these are the scenes described. Semen milking squeeze of the Dragoness. A magical warrior girl's furious foot job. The thief who strokes your cock while threatening to cut it off. Pussy frotting from a cum-coaxing Venusian plant girl. Wow. Endless ejaculations from the chinpo-devouring slime girl.
Chinpo?
I don't know.
We'll have to look it up later.
Sex with a heavenly angel.
Oh, that's fine.
Bewitching serpent uses her tawdry tentacle body. Tawdry?
to what end? Just to assume.
Loving Dragon Girl and team eternally consume you.
Like, we're gonna eat Dragon.
Come hell double titwank from Dragoness and Warrioress.
Titwank? Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It's thought provoking. I can't help but wonder.
It's an art game.
Why not?
Beautiful wife with horrifying snake man. Erotic battle.
I guess it's erotic.
Would you be interested in Sordid Dick Girl School?
Sorted?
Sordid Dick Girl School.
Sordid. They've got swords and dicks.
Sordid.
Not dicked sword
They're
girls.
dirty.
Sordid.
They're dick girls.
Ah.
Girls. It's a whole sort of Japanese niche of hentai.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Brad Rice was an expert on that.
Yeah. This Sordid
you,
School is a bad place for education, but a paradise for bullies. The title didn't imply there'd be bullying.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like... It seems like there's a lot they think you're going to fill in the blanks on. They just give you a few key words like tentacle, body, and titwank, and you have to hear out the rest.
I like this title because it sounds as outraged with itself as everyone else is going to be. Futanari sister uses little brothers like a toy? And it's an exclamation mark and a question mark on underneath, so it is just a perplexed question. Uses little brothers like a toy? How dare you?
This is
video games?
This one is fucking dark. It's called Violate Anywhere in the Town.
Violate anywhere in the town?
Yes.
Not anyone in the town.
No, it says anywhere in the town, and the content reads, find a woman by walking around the town. Attack her and force the act. Put her in captivity after that. Watch out for the police. This is an erotic game to explore the town to find a girl to assault. The operation of the main character is very easy. 6 girls are featured, each has different active hours. If the police spot you out during the assault, they follow after you. You may have to fight against them. The goal is to collect all 6 girls in your home.
Oh.
Doesn't that just make you feel awful the further in you get?
Yeah. Oh.
Dreams can come true. About it.
Oh god,
And then there's rape.
Oh god, no.
And it's sequel, play.
Oh, okay.
How's that a sequel? Feel bad.
Yes, well,
they obviously dumbed that one down to appeal to the mainstream.
Play includes a whole bunch of features like chain-linked rape.
That's not a... Oh.
Ram, shoot, and penetrate. If there's a fleshy hole, it's yours to probe.
This is in English?
Yeah. It's in a kind of English. Not an English I want to learn. I'm gonna have to raise the tone.
Please do.
Let's be lighthearted with Street Fucker 02 Alpha, Karen the Cum Bucket. Karen of Street Fighter is turned into a human toilet by none other than Sakura.
These are Street Fighter fan games?
It's a fan game. They're fucking...
might not be the right word.
They're fucking charging for it.
Exploiter?
Yeah, they use Street Fighter. They use a little asterisk and star out the eye.
Oh.
Just so that we know that it's not that. I don't even want to know what Dress Up P-Doll Light Yellow Sword Eyes Girl edition is.
Wow, people really like some yucky stuff. They like it enough for this to be a sustainable business, I guess? There's enough people buying?
The thing is, some of the downloads, they're really small. I don't know how... They must be making money off, 2 guys. And I'm going to be sexist and say guys.
Well, fair enough.
I think it's a fair assumption it's men buying these. Like the one man who downloaded You Can Make Me Pregnant Because I Love You. Just one download. The summary is, circumstances led me to live with my younger sister. Aki Sakurai and I couldn't help falling in love. cream pie and pregnancy-themed incest.
That's a description of it.
Yeah, it's a love story.
Here's Haru request 1 for Haru version 2.0. Now the cover of this has like an elfish sort of girl with some sort of fluid that comes over her nose and mouth. That's just like running down it as though it were splattered there. But the angle that it comes at is like down and underneath, and so you see this sort of swollen vulva, and then another hole that is inexplicably in front of that, and like where the nipples would be, those are also cavities, and there's all these green like worm type things either coming in or going out of them. It's not animated, thank God. But it's terrifying. It's a 3D digital figure with an expansion pack of fan requests. Fan requests!
Oh.
This has 13 downloads on this service. 4 times the characters, standard suntan, interspecies green, and interspecies purple.
Of course.
Each character comes with sweat and spittle fluid materials. More files feature nipple fuck, navel fuck distortion. It was nice of them to asterisk out the U in fuck. And then further magnet controller for fist fuck.
These are all incredible.
What are doing with these things?
There's such new words and new word combinations you're talking about.
Jonathan.
Magnet? What? Fuck?
Jonathan, I know you're a bit concerned that some of these might not feature the kind of gameplay you'd like. So I found you a card battle side-scrolling RPG with a fully voiced heroine.
Whoa, what's it called?
The selfish conjurer needs to pee. A young lady doesn't pee outside. Karen tests the limits of her bladder on a journey to the castle.
Oh, God.
This one has no downloads, which surprises me because it's such a tantalizing title. How I used a mind control smartphone to get a demon girl pregnant. Wow. And this one might be the most interesting of them all. Kirby 20th Anniversary.
They've got that on there? They pirated Kirby?
Just a pirated Kirby 20th Anniversary manga among all the filth. Nintendo anthology of 10 collaborators in a celebration of Kirby, the adorable pink demon, on his 20th anniversary.
They really call him the Pink Demon?
Pink Demon.
You know, they say, and this may be true, what you're saying may be proving that when people like really dark and scary stuff, you know, like Nine Inch Nails and whatnot, they often have a heart of gold. When people love cute, wonderful, fluffy, puffy things, they're actually disgusting molesters of the type. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that everyone downloading stuff, like all the people downloading, you know, selfish conjurer needs to pay. They were all 9/11 first responders. That's what they do. They go out, put out a fire, save a baby from, you know, an abusive household, and then go home and play how a smartphone got a demon girl pregnant. Oh, let's never do that again.
That was a one-time thing.
Really bad idea.
No, it felt good. People wanted to know. There was going to be a morbid curiosity around that part of Podtoid's history.
Yeah,
you disgust me. That felt good. Wow. Wow.
I didn't do anything, so it was fine with me. Very interesting.
You say.
Yeah, it was easy for me to sit back and listen.
Yeah.
To what was said. Yeah.
Oh, that's all it was, Governor. That's all it was, Judge.
I just sat there and listened. I didn't do anything.
You know, they often say to do nothing is the greatest evil of all.
Really?
You are the greatest evil of all. You are like what Dalzim said in the 1995 Street Fighter movie. You are the good men who do nothing.
Oh, I remember that movie. Yeah, you talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah.
Oh, the good men do nothing.
Did you see the other Street Fighter movie? The Legend of Chun-Li?
I haven't seen The Legend of Chun-Li. Maybe I should.
It's interesting. It's surprising. The amount of times Chun-Li's race changes. I think it's 3 times. Because they follow her over different times in her life, different ages. She starts off Asian and ends definitely not Asian. And M. Bison is Irish. Yeah. It's good. Or Scottish, one of those two. And you've seen all the Chris Klein scenes of Charlie Nash. It's got a lot of sex scenes in it with just women. Yeah, it's a mysterious movie. Check it out.
Does she need to pee in it? I'm not interested in stories unless they got fully voiced heroines that really need to gush out.
Why do people? What's sexy about just having an uncomfortable need to pee? I don't think.
Do you want to find out?
No.
We could run an experiment.
I won't find out through you experimenting on me in some way. I'll still be wondering, because to me, if you had to pee out of your fingers, would it still be sexy?
Do you want to find out? We can run experiments. Jonathan, I'll get my special screwdriver.
That would be pretty special.
Yeah, we'll just need some pipes. Actually, we could probably get, like, a funnel,
put
it around the end of your penis, Jonathan, and get some plastic tubing, which will come out the other end of the funnel, and we'll thread that tubing up, we'll tape it with duct tape, like, along the sides of your body, under your armpits, along your arms, and then, like, on your hands, and spread them out at your fingers. And so you'll be Johnny Piss Fingers.
Well, the pee will be funneled to the fingers.
You'll be like Spider-Man. You know how like Spider-Man makes the little web cartridges? And that's the X-Men one.
It's pretty close. And
the other one it's actually intelligible. You can't do the 90s Spider-Man one. Spider-Man, something, Spider-Man. I'm a Spider-Man.
Wasn't there a Spider-Man cartoon where he went to an alien planet or the future or both?
Spider-Man Unlimited, I think.
Is that really what it was called?
Yeah, I think so. And like Venom and Carnage were just like splodgy lumps, and they went on with him, and then he saved a planet of essentially Thundercats, I believe.
Whose idea was that? They were so desperate back then.
It was a maniac's idea.
Yeah. Did he win at the end? Did he get to go back home?
I don't know. I only remember... I remember I saw the very first episode, and then a couple of ones throughout the series. I never saw the thrilling conclusion. I was more hooked on the 90s Spider-Man one.
Oh, sure.
It's been on Netflix, so I was rewatching them.
How are they?
They're not bad. They're not bad at all. They're actually quite watchable.
Yeah. My wife was really into that stuff. That's how she knows all the Spider-Man characters. But it wasn't that good either, was it? Was it really good?
It wasn't really good, but for a 90s like Saturday morning cartoon, it was cohesive and had a full continuity and everything, with giant like sagas that lasted 20 episodes and stuff. Then they did like when Spider-Man turned into an actual Spider-Man and
oh yeah.
They had like the X-Men come in sometimes, and it was pretty cool. Mysterio.
Now, why is it? Oh, everyone loves Mysterio. He would have been.
Well, they loved you when you were the new hero, Pisterio.
What would he do?
Oh well, like I said, you'll have piss coming out of your hand.
Oh, piss fingers is Pisterio.
Pisterio, great. So we've got we're using technology. We have augmented your body with piss tubes.
Well, I was going to smoothly segue.
No, I'm going to keep talking about this.
Okay.
I really need you to think about it.
You don't even have anything else to say about it. You just want me to feel that way, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
But people didn't get that mad that the Spider-Man show wasn't totally awesome and yet was pretty popular. But people get so mad that tropes versus women in video games is well known and watched, but isn't exactly what they It's not so much the people that just hate the fact that she's trying to...
You weren't there, man.
Huh?
You weren't there, man.
I weren't there?
You weren't there when we watched it.
No, I wasn't.
Have you ever seen fear in a man's eyes? Real fear? You weren't there. You don't know what happened. Oh, yeah. Watch Tropes vs. Women in video games, they said. It'll be fun, they said. You'll learn about misogyny, they said. You weren't there. We came home after watching it expecting medals. Society spat all over us. These scars won't go away, man. For those of you who, don't understand much about incredibly unsubtle and misguided satire, that was me likening watching Tropes vs. Women in video games to being a Vietnam veteran.
People...
Just check it in your Podtoid scorebook.
729s on the post, 729 comments on the post you did on the second part of Damsels in Distress today. And I bet that's going to be up to 1,000 by the time the night is up. And so many people are mad that, not that she's trying to say stuff, but she's just not saying it exactly as good as they want, and therefore they're enraged that she's getting all this attention. Like, they're so... And as you've said before, Jim, they're not noticing that they're giving her all this attention by screaming about how she shouldn't get so much attention.
Well, yeah. I mean, I honestly don't understand. I don't know what she did. Like, I know that when you do, like, you talk about feminism in gaming and stuff, you always do paint a bit of a target on your back. And because there are always people that react very nastily to it. But I don't know what it is she did especially that made it so vile. I mean, I've seen... I say made it so vile, like, in their minds it was vile. Sure. I've seen... This was an actual comment someone sent me in Total Biscuit once, when we were having a conversation about, sexism in gaming and stuff. Sorry, I was knocking my microphone there. Someone said, and I quote, "Anita needs to be stopped." Like, that's the kind of thing you say about General Zod. General Zod needs to be stopped. Electro needs to be stopped.
He should be stopped, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you put it to a vote and said, okay, Electro, do we need to stop him? A lot of people would say, yes, please. If you could just put him away for a bit. He's really, really making a mess of New York with his electricity-based mayhem.
Crimes.
Yeah, I think if you posited the same question to this YouTube video we have seen on the internet, does this need to be stopped? Is she a member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants? No, she's not. Get Magneto first, please. Or at the very least, Toad.
Yeah, he's...
Yeah, Toad's reckless. No morals. And if I had a gun and someone was saying in my ear, "You gotta shoot one of them. This one is Toad. He licks Wolverine in the ass for the crimes. And this is Anita Sarkeesian. She did a video on the internet for a bit." I'll say probably Toad.
Probably Toad.
If I had to look at who was doing the most, or indeed any damage,
might be the ass-licking.
The Toad-based mutant versus,
as opposed to the feminism-based mutant, right?
So, yeah, like I said, as I said last time, I've seen the videos. They're fair enough.
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, I think a lot of the complaints, particularly about the first one, I haven't watched the second one yet, a lot of the complaint about the first one was that, well, it's kind of 101 stuff. But yeah, because you lot have all demonstrated yourselves to be so fucking stupid that you need a 101 class. on how this stuff works. Like, it's not. I'm sorry.
That's what I get. Like, because the Jimquisition touches on these kinds of things sometimes, and some people will say, "Well, this is obvious," and I'm saying, "Yeah, it's obvious." But if you notice in the video, I'm responding to direct quotes I've taken from things people have said, so it's not that obvious to a lot of people. You're right. Like the 101, we've not even left that classroom yet. We can't even begin to move on. But the last one, this one sort of expands on the ideas, and many have said it kind of directly bites back at criticisms of the first part. But again, not in a vicious way, not in a way that I feel should induce any anger. Even if she was saying totally off-base, dreadful things, I mean, she's no Jack Thompson. She's not even being combative. I don't see. I'm even struggling to formulate words because I'm so utterly baffled and confused as to why this is an issue, why this is a problem. No one's ever given me an actual reason as, an example of the actual harm she's done to where she, and again I quote, needs to be stopped. She's doing videos on YouTube and would probably have a quarter of the views she has now if the reaction to her hadn't have made her a mega superstar celebrity. Growth on a video, especially on the internet, doesn't happen in a vacuum. And she had a fan base and was doing her stuff for her audience, which would have continued, but now she's doing stuff for everyone who's watching, which is a ton more people now, and which is well played to her.
Sure.
I envy that. I would love to put a video up and get just hundreds and thousands of views. No matter the topic. I reckon Anita's got a viewership for life, which makes me insanely jealous. But not enough to want to stop her.
Well, that's the difference between you and the people who hate her so much. I think that more than what she's saying, people are mad that she was in the right place in the right time, and what that said about our culture, that she is what people wanted. People are mad that people wanted her to do what she's doing. They wish that our culture wasn't that way. They wish other people had louder voices. I've heard people who are like the idea of what she's doing, but because she's not doing it exactly the way they're doing it, they're just as enraged because they're very envious that she's not. They want to be in that position, but speak it from their point of view, and because they can't do that,
well, that's definitely
sucks.
Where I'm at. Like, her style of video production, or rather video presentation, doesn't speak to me. I couldn't count myself as a real viewer of Anita. Sure. I'm one of those viewing it because it became such a big thing. I would never have really done it otherwise. Not to say she's bad, it's just totally not my style of presentation. I wouldn't watch a video presented the way she does it. And of course, my answer to that is to present videos on such topics the way I would like them presented by doing it myself.
Right.
And if I permit myself the ego of saying that, which I think is a more productive and healthy way of doing things. Not that I'm saying I'm better than everyone else in the world.
You're pretty good.
It's not for me to say that I am the best person ever. I wouldn't say that. I'd think it. I'd encourage others to think it. Sure. But I'm not going to say it, Jonathan Holmes.
Encourage them to think that you are the best, or that they also, you want other people to have
other people aren't the best.
I've encouraged a lot of people who are angry that Anita is getting so much attention to at least start putting themselves out there, so maybe they could be in the right place in the right time at some point in the future, because if they don't try, they'll never find out. Like, she was doing videos for a long time before the stars aligned in such a way that she managed to get all this attention. And if you don't start and get going, you'll never get to that place when the time is right for you. So I hope people just give it a shot. It's not that hard. Just get a video camera.
Well, I mean, even then, just don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Like that's. I mean, there are people that go way beyond what Anita does. Like personally aimed at me. People will write things about myself, like full articles in blogs and things, with the specific intent to harm me. Like assassinate my character or just insult me or tell people I should be fired and killed or whatever. And I learned a long time ago that if you don't read it, it literally could never have existed. Could never have existed. You know, people on Twitter love to link me to this stuff, I guess because they think there'll be a fight. So there's stuff I've seen, but once I know what the links are and the people doing that shit, I never go back there again and don't read that shit. And then literally, it never existed in my universe. It doesn't exist. So if your big problem with Anita is that she exists, just read the video. And then she won't be there.
That's not their problem, though. Their problem is that anyone else wants to watch her, so they'd love for no one to like her. That's their goal, to turn people against them, so the world is more like how they want it to be. But sadly, they end up just looking terrible most of the time when they try to do that, and making Anita look, or people like her, look more honorable in the process, or virtuous. Yeah. People are real mad she doesn't allow comments on her videos either.
Can you blame her?
Censorship!
Yeah.
Censorship! YouTube is the United States of America!
I don't... If I'm having a party, or choosing not to have a party, Jim, choosing not to have people in my house, like homeless gentlemen with pickaxes and whatever.
What do you got against homeless people?
Nothing. You've just suggested before that I start a wrestling federation in my backyard where homeless men watch me cut a dog in half. So I might choose...
That's a really good idea, Holmes.
We should do that. I've never heard of that idea. I do not know what that is, but I like the sound of it.
Where did you come up with that? That is... Wow, and so quickly. So much detail.
I remember that one pretty distinctly. I was really
don't
picturing it. I do. Yeah,
I don't remember it. I think the only thing I remember doing on Podtoid is doing Games of the Week every week.
Yeah.
When's the last time we did that?
Where I say, Games of the Week, what have you all been playing? And then we talk about the games we've been playing that past week.
We haven't done that in like a year and a half.
Yeah, some listeners said, why don't you bring that back?
Let's do it.
Can't be bothered.
I was actually just thinking about it last night and the night before, that, you know, we hadn't done that. Right. I don't think it, as long as I've been on the show.
Jonathan Holmes, what you been playing this week?
Oh, funny you should ask. I bought Fire Emblem Awakening. It took a little while to get that. I waited for it to go on sale. What a weird game. Have you guys played it? So weird.
Yeah. You want to hurry up and beat that game quickly, because I'm going to be starting the World Wrestling Federation in your apartment next week. So get that beat quick. I've got a lot of homeless men with tasers. They're going to like stab you with the tasers so that you've got electric powers. You're going to be called Blanca. You're going to be doing this at weekends, because during the week we've got to run a Western-style saloon and brothel. That's when we're not down the graveyard robbing them.
I can't do it. It's a really long game. It's like 90 hours. It's pretty slow paced too. I just walked up to some zombies that I think are made out of clay and killed them.
I think they're called golems.
Maybe. I think they call them the Risen in the game because they rose. I've also been playing Resident Evil Revelations on the Wii U. I did a really good drawing of the Skag Dead because it killed me. So then you get to do a drawing of whatever killed you in the Wii U version. That was fun. I like drawing on that. I spent maybe like a half hour just doing a drawing. So yeah, it's a pretty fun little game there.
I like the Miiverse features, how they integrated that into Revelations.
Yeah, it makes me hopeful for a sequel, maybe a Claire Redfield-focused sequel that would hit all the HD consoles and Vita and 3DS and stuff like that. But I'd go for the Wii U one just for the Miiverse features because it's fun. This game tanked in Japan, though. Sales came out in Japan. It did good on the PS3. It sold 100,000 copies, which is pretty good for Japan, and it sold 8,500 on the Wii U. So nobody's buying games on that thing. so far. So far, so bad for the Wii U in Japan. Pretty sad.
Fuck it.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm interested anyway to see if they'll turn it around. I know in the United States, the Nintendo brand is really, or the Wii brand anyway, it's really been damaged. People associate it with just no fun or being kind of a loser, being uncool. It's developers don't want to develop for Nintendo. They just think it's kind of a
cheap, gimmicky crap.
Yeah, or just lame. Just like in terms of their image, it's like I don't want to be associated.
Out here in Mississippi, I know it's a bit backwater, but so obviously some of the things that happen here aren't indicative of the whole country. Mm-hmm. But people out here have things called the Wii gluing.
Wii gluing?
Wii gluing. That's gluing, but without them saying the G at the end because they're from the South. Where if they find out you have a Wii U in your house, just a posse, a mob of rednecks will just break into your house one night, drag you out into your front yard, and just cover you in glue. They'll cover you in glue, like, not even super glue, just like golden gum or something, just the golden gummy stuff, from bear-shaped containers. They'll just squidge glue all over you, and then just throw leaves and raffle tickets on you, pieces of paper with idiot written on it. They'll just sprinkle that at you, rice, bits of porn mags. They love throwing that, just
not whole porn mags, just
not whole porn mags. They've just torn out the vaginas and the boobs and the bum holes.
No, I thought it was the articles, because Lord knows that's why I'm reading.
Oh, no, this is Mississippi. They want to keep their reading up.
Okay.
So they throw away the bits of the porn mags they don't care for, the genitalia, because they're a godly nation, and they keep the articles, because they're a well-read literary nation, the Mississippians. And you've got to spend, for as long as the glue wears off, walking around town just covered in raffle tickets and vaginas. And people will see them and go, damn it! There's one of them Wii U owners. Shoot him with my gun. And they threaten to shoot you with a gun. You have to run away.
That's different than the rest of the country. Most people just think, that's kind of for losers.
Yeah.
I want to play the cool games, not the loser games.
Well, they're more tolerant in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
No Wii gluins.
I didn't think Japan would be so down on it, but maybe they're waiting for the games to come out, or a price drop or something.
Yeah. I heard in parts of Tokyo, Wii U owners are forced to commit seppu glue, where they have to glue themselves.
No, nobody should have to do that.
What?
No one should be forced to cover themselves in golden gum and sprinkle vaginas and nipples on themselves, but different customs. It's not for us to judge.
That's my butt's in trouble again. Can we do the questions? Is it too soon? It's a butt trouble. I'm holding out, but it's weird. I'm really contorted with areas and other areas to make it as comfortable as possible, but my body is not, my friend.
Your butt is contorted.
No, my whole body with the butt config as well is not. It's a weird configuration.
I'm still really confused by your...
I know, it's confusing. Me too. I might have to go to a real...
Where does it hurt?
I don't know. A lot of places. More than one.
Like, does it hurt on the whole?
I don't know. Maybe.
Like,
it's a question.
Right on your squidgy rectum.
And what kind of a pain is it? Is it a stinging pain? Is it a throbbing? Is it an ache?
Stabbing?
Like bruise, kind of?
Slash damage?
It might be some, dents in the armor. You know how when He-Man, the old He-Man toy, after a while they remade him so you could punch him in the chest and he'd get dented?
So you've got a battle-damaged anus?
I think so. And not just the anus, the whole cheeks.
Like the muscles of the cheeks or the skin?
The whole zone, everything from the waist down is a sort of a bad scene.
Does it hurt inside?
Maybe.
Like, have you got a deep, throbbing, rectal urge, pain?
Maybe. It's not much of an urge. I hope it feels better. I urge it to stop feeling this way.
Yeah.
Stop feeling this way. That could be a song.
And I just can't take it anymore.
Well, you're getting to the
My
age where
poor
you should probably
bottom
get your.
is really feeling sore.
I should. You're right, Conrad. I'm
You're
not
getting to
young.
the age where you should be getting that colonoscopy.
Yeah, you need to take care of that anus, because everything goes wrong when they hit your ripe old age.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm gonna die. Let's do some questions. Podtoid questions. Before we even start the questions,
Yeah.
I was asked by Sergey the First from Shatteredcast. You can follow
Oh,
on Twitter.
God.
At Shatteredcast on Twitter. They are doing a lot of guys, not just one guy. There are, let's count them, B-Spike, Nide7, Kelso Time Bomb, Broccoli 12345, Matt Speaks Words, Killer Mime 93, and also Sergey the First, and I think Sir Toby was on it as well at one point.
Have you heard it?
I did. They are excited. They're nervous.
I listened.
Yeah?
Of course I listened.
How'd it go?
I was terrified. I wanted to make sure how incriminating they were going to be and how close to us they were going to be it.
How close do you think they were to us?
I think we got away with it. It wasn't that offensive. I didn't get time to listen to all of it. I listened to like a lot of the first and then had to skim to because I was in the middle of a lot of stuff. Something about you screaming "I am the real ZZ Top." I remember. That was interesting. And there's another one as well, Britoid.
Oh yeah,
there's another one they do, which I listened to because my old pal Louis is on it. He is the man who I used to live with in the flat, the famous flat, and was also going to eat my brother's foreskin.
Oh right.
So that was fun to listen to.
So he's on the new Britoid.
Yeah.
And you can find all these at podtoidfancast.blogspot.co.il.
Of course, they would have the most complicated.
I don't know what that is. What's an IL?
I'm honestly just shocked it's not on a GeoCities page. And designed like a 90s GeoCities page.
That would be impressive, actually. That's exactly what I would envision a website for. That's what our website should look like, frankly.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, good on you guys. Thanks for doing that thing.
Yep.
Question.
Hey, I beat Remember Me today.
Oh, I forgot about that. How was that? Oh, I didn't mean it like that. How was that?
Can't remember. Question.
Oh. When's that Animal Crossing review gonna hit? Is there an info on that?
Ah!
I'm excited to read your thoughts on the new Animal Crossing. You played some City Folk, right?
Jim Sterling has become James Brown.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm excited about New Leaf, man. Excited about it.
I don't play that Animal Crossing.
You're reviewing it. I just heard it in the background.
I'm playing Animal Crossing. I've never heard of Animal Crossing.
That's a hard one to review, though, because, as you know, every season offers different things. So in order to really know everything that happens in the game, that's the guilt I felt when I reviewed City Folk, is that I was like, well, I don't really know how awesome exactly playing all of June in June is going to be, because I can't do that.
But games are unique in that there's so much content and so much of it is contingent on a player's personal experience with it, that I think it's reasonable, to sort of draw a line in the sand at some point and say, this is generally what the gameplay is like.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Your mileage may vary, but...
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be honest, after you've spent a day with Animal Crossing, you know what you're fucking getting.
Yep.
Wake up, get through.
Robbed by that raccoon.
Dig fossils. Not that I would know, because I've never played Animal Crossing in my life.
You son of a bee. You are a real B in the A right now.
Will you be quiet? I picked up a lost item. I gotta find out who it belongs to. Does it belong to this pig or not, Jonathan? Agnes the pig, is this your fucking bag that I found? When it talked to me,
you go to DJ night?
Bastard.
The dog does DJ night now, and I've heard it's pretty cool. You can dance. So many questions came in.
Why is the dog calling me kiddo now? I'm sure I made him say something else like ejaculate or something.
I will do a question. Elliot Cross.
Can you keep it down? I'm trying to play this game that isn't Animal Crossing.
Listen now, I'm doing the little animalese.
Oh no, this dog says wank lord.
Yeah, it's funny. Of all of the things that you have said to Holmes over the course of the last 2 years doing this podcast, this might be the most painful thing you've ever done to him.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't. I know it's what you're trying to do, but I'm okay with not playing Animal Crossing.
I'm actually no. That sounds really cruel. The intent. The intent was, I thought it would be funny to deny I'm playing it while playing it. Pure childishness. There was no actual malice intended. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel bad.
You didn't.
I honestly didn't. Like,
I'm excited to play it, but
it's just not until Conrad said that, and then I thought, no, this is genuinely the meanest thing I've ever done. So I've closed that up. Of course, I've been playing Animal Crossing. Well, I used it to make fun of Kotaku, so...
When's the review gonna happen?
I think it's June 3rd.
Oh, okay. Pretty soon.
I think it's June 3rd. Got to get it written. I more or less know exactly what I'm going to say. I've spent like over a month with it. I more or less know what I'm going to say, but I want to get this Remember Me review written up first because that one is going to take a while. That one's one of those ones where I'm taking more than a day with it, because I'm a very, as I think I've said on Podtoid, I'm a very fast writer, and I tend to know what I want to say and just write how I speak, so it comes out and just I'm happy with it. This one I'm really taking time with, because Remember Me is one of those games where there's a lot to say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, regardless of whether you liked it or not, it's not like other games.
It's weird. The feelings it inspires, there's a lot of ambivalence involved.
Oh.
So, yeah. Here's hoping I remember everything. Oh, I've done that one.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Harry Bostock, and I think Harry's asked this a couple of times, so I'm glad I got to it this time, asks if we're excited for the new Telltale game, Wolf Among Us, which is based on the Fables comics from DC Vertigo, I believe it is, which takes fairy tale characters, but they kind of had to reappropriate themselves for real life, so a character like the Big Bad Wolf can turn himself into a person, or had to, in this case, to try to fit into society. And I believe the game Telltale's working on is about the Big Bad Wolf being a cop, I think so, in a city. And the only person that really remembers how terrible he's capable of being is one of the three little pigs who stayed a pig. And there's a very detailed mythology to the Fables story and the Fables concept that I'm only sort of familiar with, but I'm kind of excited about it. What do you guys think? Have you looked into it much? Have you been thinking about it?
I don't know the first thing about Fables. I just know nothing at all. I remember when it was first coming up, it was a thing that existed in a game form, that there was a ton of excitement around it, but I had nothing to base, I had no context for excitement, I guess, and I still don't.
I'm more or less the same. I know of Fables, I know the concept, I know a few details, but not enough to where this is an exciting thing for me. It's could be based on all sorts of things for as much as I know about Fables. So, I'm definitely interested because, I'm a fan of what Telltale does, but maybe I'll see about looking into the comics and giving them a read first.
Yeah, that makes sense. It speaks to something I'm wondering about. I've been thinking, for whatever reason, a lot about how many awards the Walking Dead game won, but if people aren't that excited about those mechanics being introduced into a different storyline, a different fictional mythology, does that speak to the idea that people don't really care about the Telltale mechanics that much? It's just more whether the subject matter is fun for them?
Oh, I think that's probably true. I mean, I like the approach that they take mechanically to their games, and I think it worked really well for telling the story in Walking Dead, but the mechanics themselves are there's nothing really fun about the mechanics for the most part. It's the narration, it's the narrative, it's the presentation. Those are the things that make The Walking Dead so effective, in conjunction with this sort of simple mechanic thing that's just more a tool than, I think, a game a lot of the time.
Gotcha. So those tools are effective, but what they're effective at is getting you to the content, to the narrative that you want.
Oh, it's a story-based game. And like all story-based games, I think you've got to be invested in the story. And to me, I'm invested in the story of me stamping on that dog's head.
She's so mad about something. I don't know what. I'm so far away from where she is right now. So
but anyway, if there's like a crossover, if there's a licensed crossover thing, I tend to not be very excited about it without knowing the source. It's a mental hang-up of mine. Like I've enjoyed The Walking Dead. I'm not really a big reader of the comics. So once I play a thing, I'm all right with it. But to get me that far to playing it, if I've not got the investment in the original source material, I struggle to get to the point where I want to play it.
I had the same kind of issue with Saw, actually, the Saw video game, which I had no interest in the films whatsoever, or any of that. And for some reason, I wound up playing the game at E3 or something like that.
I remember
and I
that.
was like, wow, this is actually kind of cool. And when it came out, I played it, and I enjoyed it enough that I wound up watching too many of the movies.
They're not all bad.
They're not all bad. I like the first one a lot. I like the third one quite a bit.
I sort of remember the second one best for whatever reason. With
the second one, the second one was a completely different script originally. That was then adapted to be a Saw movie, I guess.
Huh. That's weird.
I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. If you watch it, it doesn't follow the formula. It's more like a Scary House movie.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you look at 3, which is very clearly written by exactly the same people. And it has a lot of the tone, even though it is expanded, obviously, out of that room. It feels more like the first one.
How many of those do they make? Like 5?
I think they've made 5 or 6 now.
Oh, good gravy. I think they stopped for a little while.
I hope they're done.
I'm sure I heard the word Saw 7 at one point. I may be wrong, though. This has to be put to bed now.
What does that mean?
Saw films. I just want to see how many there are. Because I literally won't care in 3 minutes. So I've got to know now.
But when you announce, this has got to be put to bed now, that could mean so many things.
That is true. Where are we at? Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6, and Saw 3D, which I'm guessing is just the 3D version of the first one. So there are 7, but 6 actual films.
All right. Now we know.
Yeah, and 2 video games. Saw and Saw 2 Flesh and Blood.
It's so weird that they made 2 of them. I wonder if those sold all right. Konami, right? No, I'll have to look into that. At 47 asks, which was the superior B. Arthur vehicle, Mod or Golden Girls? Golden. You guys have strong feelings about that? Rue Flanagan was in Mod as well, at least by season 4.
That was them reunited.
Yep. Well, I think Mod predates Golden Girls by some.
Right. That's
degree.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Golden Girls was.
Golden Girls reunited them.
Yeah, indeed. In Mod, she is close to how old I am, so I can kind of see her as a peer, maybe even a potential life partner. Whereas in Golden Girls, it's hard to picture her on my level. Mod, she's much more feisty. She causes a lot of trouble. Golden Girls, she's kind of the straight guy / girl. She, mixes it up with Betty White a bit. Poor Betty White. I feel so badly for her on that show. They're constantly making fun of her. Have you seen it? She'll come in and be like, "Hey guys, I made some bread." And they'll be like, "Shut up, you idiot." And then the laugh track will happen. Like, this is a show? Why are you be so mean to her?
That happened every episode of Golden Girls.
Pretty much.
I made some bread. Shut up, you idiot. And then one of them would throw a half-drunk bottle of whiskey at her, and it'd smash on the wall above her head, and she'd run away and eat all the bread herself.
That'd be a great episode. Do you guys have strong feelings about it? If not, I'll move on.
Not really. It's an American show.
Oh, that's true.
Golden Girls did reach Britain, but I was really young when it was on, so like really young, so it really didn't gain much ground with me.
I didn't watch. I've never watched Maude. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Maude. I'm familiar with it. You know, I know that it's a spin-off of All in the Family, which I've watched a fair bit of, but I've never seen an episode with Maude on All in the Family. So
interesting. You should check it out. I'll give you a brief synopsis. Maude is Edith's feminist sister.
Right.
So it's kind of the opposite of Edith. Very strong-willed. Her husband is not, I wouldn't call him soft, but he's not tough. He's bald and got a mustache. He's just like, Maude, why are you doing this? And then sexy daughter for the guys who otherwise wouldn't watch it. Adrienne Barbeau. Who was
sure.
Yeah, Swamp Thing. Everyone knows her from Swamp Thing and those late nights watching Cinemax. Teenage boys.
Well, no, I know her as Ruthie the Snake Dancer from Carnival.
Oh, my mistake.
Because she's fucking awesome in that.
I've never seen that. Sounds
She's
good.
like the only redeeming character in the entire goddamn show. Anyway,
that's a show?
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was 2 seasons on HBO. It's set in the 1920s in the Dust Bowl.
Okay.
And it's about a traveling carnival that has picked up this guy who is somehow involved in this long, kind of cryptic, mystical legacy that defines the battle between good and evil on Earth.
Huh?
Whoa. And so he lays on hands and heals. You know, but the life force has to come from somewhere, and so something has to die for him to give life. And meanwhile, Clancy Brown's in it.
Okay.
A fucking Kurgan. Like, boom, there you go. He plays a preacher, a revival preacher in California, who also is having these sort of mystical experiences and is somehow tied into this. And it sort of accelerates to them coming together and facing off. But it's not clear who's on what side. And really smart, creepy show. You should watch it. But it's one of those things where it costs like $2 million an episode to produce.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Great show.
I will look into that. Adrienne Barbeau was also in Escape from New York.
Yes.
Yeah, she's in that. Bob Webb, who is at Shifting Bits on Twitter, asks, is there an indie games bubble? Is the growth we see in the market sustainable, or will we see a decrease in this next generation? I think there's a bubble to everything. I think that when people find out that there's money in something and do it just for the money, that tends to cause things to expand in ways that don't lead to any sustainable growth. That's the opposite of building a big foundation, which you can actually contain and have something strong come out of it, whereas a bubble is going to pop, and things pop when they're done just for the money. Generally speaking, that's how all those houses and all those loans worked. Anyway,
I think there are a lot of bubbles in and around what independent game development is. You know, I think that there's probably a crowdfunding bubble that has expanded to a point where we could see something sort of disastrous happen there. There are other pockets, and of course individual companies could have a massive success, and that'll balloon expectation and their finances and perhaps their goals and ambitions. But I think it's a lot of small bubbles that not any one of which is necessarily going to stop this train. People are going to keep making these regardless of whether or not people buy them. And I think people are going to continue to buy them as long as they're good.
Yeah, I think that retro game, like making a game that just the only point of it is that it looks like a game from 20 years ago, that's not doing too well. That's popped, from what I can tell. People aren't getting away with that in the way they used to. They've moved on to try to feed off the nostalgia of people who grew up on the low polygon count era, the PS1 N64 era. I think that's going to not go as far as they'd hoped.
Right, but then here you have a group like Yacht Club who comes along and has this massively successful Kickstarter for what is really, could very easily be seen by people as retro for retro's sake.
Sure, but I guess it's not, because the retro for retro's sake games didn't do that well, but they made a game where, it's a love letter to the kinds of games they grew up on, but first and foremost, they're like, let's make the best game we can with the resources we have, and there's like 5 of them, so they couldn't do anything too much bigger than that, and I think it shows. I like to think that the cream is still rising to the top a lot of the time.
Well, I'm sure a lot of those projects that were, dismissed because they seem to be just doing it for the sake of being retro to get attention and get popular. For that matter, they maybe just didn't clarify their message effectively enough. It's not so. There's a lot of motivation. There's a lot of difficulty in communicating what your goals are, and I think it's especially true for smaller individuals who just don't have experience doing it before. And then you look at a company like Microsoft who can't control their message about the Xbox One, and for God's sake, they have been doing this for a long time, and not unsuccessfully.
They've been pretty successful. Yeah. I can't help but wonder if they're still going to be fine. They're probably still going to be fine.
They're still going to be fine. I don't know. They may not be as game focused a company. It's as hard as it. That seems like a silly statement to say right now, doesn't it? Oh, they might become less game focused. How? But they may back away from games after this console generation if it doesn't pan out the way that they want, and just focus on home entertainment boxes entirely.
It'd be so easy for them, though. That's the thing about all the mistakes they've made so far with the Xbox One. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard for them to just flip their message and change their focus, because the hardware is going to be good. So as long as you put out, well, I hope so. What if it melts again?
But I think it's way bigger than can be just switched off at this point. The train is in motion. It's left the station.
Yeah, they want to do in the living room what they did in the office with PCs. They want all entertainment done through that. The whole Xbox One philosophy is that games are, I think, going to stay a part of that, because that's part of what they are trying to do with everything. I don't think they're going to dump games at the end of this generation. They're just going to keep trying to be.
They're going to pay the same kind of lip service to games as they have on PC traditionally.
Sure,
I think that's what's going to happen with the console. They're going to be, they're available, but
they don't care. They don't care that the games exist. They don't care that there's a game market. All they care is that if there's a game market, you're going to be enjoying it through them. That's really all they care. It's like, if the market's there in entertainment, they are the gateway.
Yeah, that's what they did with operating systems, I guess. That's what they want to be. Blarg. Should we do more questions?
Well, they try to do it with browsers, too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the browser thing. The Internet Explorer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, that went well.
That old thing.
I forgot it existed. It's not so good. This might be, I don't know if you guys have an answer for this one. Cardboard Bread asks, which games do you remember fondly, but played again recently and didn't like? Has that happened to you guys recently? Or in the past couple of years, at least?
I wouldn't say didn't like, but there are some games I don't have the patience for now that I had back then. Abe's Odyssey is one of them. Loved Abe's Odyssey back in the day, but I recently replayed it about a couple of years back, and I don't have time for this.
Well, that game's just fucking vicious. I can see why that would be, because it's so much repetition and the timing can be so exact.
Yeah. And he's not the most wieldy of guys to control.
No, I'll be interested to see how this HD version pans out.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
For me, Resident Evil 2, didn't enjoy that in the same way. Again, I forgot how framey it was. You know how people bagged on Resident Evil Mercenaries 3D. If there's too many characters on the screen, it gets like jittery. Almost all of Resident Evil 2 was like that. Maybe I was just playing a messed up version of it or something, but it was all screwed up. Chrono Trigger, not as good as when I was young. Definitely way more tedious, much less fun per second than I remembered. A lot of games just don't hold up in the same way because what they were trying to do, this is so obvious. You guys know what I'm going to say, right? No?
No.
Really?
Just say what you're going to say.
I guess so. Yeah, they were trying to do stuff, but now other games have done it better, so you go back and you're like, it's not that good. Kyrian D asks if we have played the Yawig yet. And actually now the developer of the game, Damien Sommer, is talking about how we have a review copy and he hopes we play it. The Yawig, I think I'm pronouncing it right. It's a Yawhg, is how you say it. It's a weird game. It's a multiplayer text adventure with good drawings by a comic book artist. I believe her name is Emily. It's a weird new PC game. You guys, you gonna play it? Play it? Yawig.
I mean, I'm intrigued. I like text adventures.
All right, you just got the review.
No.
Congrats.
No, that's not how that that's not how that works.
I'll allow it.
I'm just joshing. Yeah, hopefully somebody will.
But yeah, I think we could probably find someone who would do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's randomized as well, so they wrote a lot of different stories that can fit together. But every time you play it, it's different how those stories fit together. And I know there's demon babies, and I know it's kind of a Dungeons and Dragons feel where it's you and your friends. Again, multiplayer text adventure, and you each get to make your own choices, and how they all come together is different depending on when you play and who you play with. It's pretty neat. Yeah, gotta go fix it. Gotta go fix the butt. I'm sorry.
Definitely gotta fix the butt.
I do. It's very distracting. Hopefully I talk okay, even though butt bad. What do you guys do last week?
There's a new episode of The Question on Destructoid trying to figure out how Microsoft could turn around this whole negative impression that people have gotten of the Xbox One. So that's up there now. There's going to be a couch campaign up a little bit later today, I hope, which is going to be Metal Slug X. Jordan and I played that. Oh man, is that embarrassing. Because I'm like, I started out the game, I'm like, I'm actually pretty good at this one. And then right after the words left my mouth, it was just a cavalcade of embarrassment. Like one stupid death after another for like 35 minutes. So enjoy that. And let's see, we skipped Office Chat this week because everyone's out of town for the most part. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's a good amount of stuff. That's good
stuff.
Yeah. We did Sub Holmes with JW and Rami of Flambeer. I'm going to post that rerun. I'll write the post tonight, probably wait till tomorrow to actually get it up there so it doesn't get posted at midnight. So that should be up by the time people are listening to this or shortly after. Interesting episode. It was great to see their dynamic. They are partners, but JW was quick to say, but we're not friends. I would not invite him to my birthday party. And then they just smiled and laughed as though it was true. I'm like, are you really saying that about the guy that you make popular video games with? And it seemed like the tension between them is a big part of their creative process, and their conflicts is how their games end up being as refined as they are, because they really battle until the game ends up being as refined as possible. So that was really interesting. And they also announced that they kind of announced their new game, but I'll let you watch the episode for that. That'll be interesting. So that's up on iTunes and on YouTube. And
that reminds me, actually, I finally was able to rescue the episode with Denaton.
Oh, cool! Really?
So the video version, like the podcast version, has been out for months and months and months, but I was finally able to recover the video, and that's going to go up on the Podtoid TV channel here in the next day or two.
Thank you for being so tenacious with that, and I will let Denaton know. They made Hotline Miami, which since is really blown up since they were on Sub Holmes. So you're welcome for
Nothing. We did nothing.
we didn't. We didn't. Anyway, and this Sunday we've got Graham and Chris from Drinkbox Studios, who made Guacamelee. They will be on talking about that, and I'm excited to have them on. That's 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Sunday on Twitch TV, and I also put a post up on Destructoid, so you can watch it there. I'm excited to get to know those guys. Met them at PAX a couple of times, but this will be the first time I've talked to them at length, so hopeful about that. Another thing that might happen like right now, is the artist who designed the Bidoof Shock Infinite art for an episode of Teenage Pokemon, the PAX special episode. I helped her to make a poster, but she's going to sell it. She's going to get all the profits from it, and I'm going to do a post about that. She's only making 1,000. She's going to print 1,000, and they're not going to be that cheap, but I have one. I got a test print, and they're super nice. The paper quality is almost like canvas. It's like having a painting of a Bidoof in your house. So look for that. Buy it if you want. It's only going to be 1,000, so act fast. I think that's it for me. How about you, Jim?
I reviewed Fuse on Destructoid.com. Fuse, which is it's a shooter. There's that one that was called Overstrike and looked very cartoony and wacky and very interesting, and then got called Fuse and looked like the kind of game that would be called Fuse. It's up there with Haze and Inversion and Mind Shooty Guy, whatever that Square Enix one was, and Quantum Theory.
I said, oh.
Yeah. It's a cover-based shooter does that. Dull game. Upsetting, but the review's up 4.5, I believe, out of the 10. You read that. And over at escapistmagazine.com, I did Jimquisition, which was called When the Star Screams Kill Used Games, which was in part the response to Ben Kuchera's article on Penny Arcade Report, where he said that killing used games wouldn't be such a bad thing. And so I pointed out a lot of the defense of anti-used games policies basically hinge on giving the benefit of the doubt to entities that have earned nothing but doubt. So that was the crux of that. And also at The Escapist, myself and Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation teamed up once more for Jim and Yahtzee's Poetry Rhyme Down. This week, both of our poems were, unsurprisingly, about the Xbox One. So it's good. If you like poems and you like ragging on Microsoft, then that'll sort you out. And if you like puerile, pointless shit, we have sorted you out today with this drivel. And we'll do it again next week for some reason. Until then, bye.
Oh, bye.